Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for clicking to watch this video. If you're new here, karibu sana sana sana, and please consider subscribing and watching my videos. Yes, the previous videos that I have done, and I am convinced that you will sure love the content. So thank you so much for 260 subscribers. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for those that are subscribing. Thank you for those that are commenting, those that are liking. Please, if you check out a video and you like it, please press the like button on your phone or on your laptop or on your computer. It supports my channel. So without much ado, let's hop into the video of the day. So guys, today I just want us to do a review on something that we were taught today in church about dealing with our storms. I will link the Facebook page where the sermon is, and you can also get to watch the sermon there in full. But today I'll just give some few nuggets or what I took from the sermon, and I hope that you will, also share in your thoughts on this certain topic. So the topic is about dealing with our storms, or dealing with our challenges, dealing with our tests or our problems. Different people just deal with things differently, and that's the beauty of life. The fact that we are very diverse, we are very different, we are very dynamic in so many ways. So and one of the things that I got to learn and understand. But even before I go there, the main text that you were reading from, it was from the book of Luke chapter 8 verse 22, the story about Jesus and the disciples, and where the disciples were in the boat with Jesus, and then the storm came, and Jesus was there asleep, not knowing exactly what is going on. And the first thing that the speaker talked about was, there are two different things that make up a storm: the invisible thing, and the physical thing, the one that you cannot see and the one that you can see. So his ideology about all this was the invisible one was the wind. A storm is made up of two things, that is the wind and the water. So the invisible thing was the wind, because you cannot see wind or air, you cannot catch it together, you cannot see it with your physical eyes. Probably you take a microscope and then you look and you can see those two molecules moving here. Yeah, so we have two things that make up a storm. We have the wind, and we have the water, which you can all see. So the wind causes a disruption, it starts moving, and in the course of its moving, it causes the water to start also moving, which hence causes a storm at the end. So even in our problems or in our challenges, there's that before we can even see that problem, either in people or in situations, or we just see probably you have an issue. Let me just use a physical thing. You have a problem with your mother or with your friend. Your friend is the physical evidence that yes, now there is a storm. But before even that storm gets to your friend, there was a invisible thing that caused your friend, you to have that problem with your friend. So this is it. I know it's kind of complicated, and well, I will look at it in a spiritual perspective, and that is why I am saying an invisible thing, because spiritual things or spiritual aspects, spiritual evidences are are not seen with just our mere eyes, our carnal eyes. They are seen with the spiritual eyes. Before you see the problem with your friend, which is now the water in this case, when we look at a storm, the wind is the spiritual force behind it. Now Christians will understand better in this whole scenario. So there's something that was working behind the scenes before you and your friend started having an issue or an argument or a disagreement, or before any problem that you see, before the lack of money, before the problems in your marriage. There is a force that was behind it, which is a spiritual thing. And before you can actually all right, let me hold that thought. So the second thing that he said was, when Jesus, when the disciples were experiencing this storm, when they saw the storm, they started asking among themselves, okay, this storm, they try and do something to prevent the storm. And then they realize, these whole things are not working. And then Jesus is just there, laid back, sleeping in his comfortable position, just sleeping. So they said, you know what, let's wake Jesus. And so they woke Jesus up. And now when Jesus woke up, and this was the take home for me today, is that once Jesus woke up, he calmed the storm. He spoke to the wind. He did not speak to the water. He spoke to the wind, like whatever he did. I can just imagine how he was speaking to the wind, like shh. Now that he cannot see it and he cannot, kama ni maji alikuwa anataka kuongelesha, probably angeshika maji juu he's in a boat, angeshika maji alafu maji itulie. But since my imagination is he will not touch the wind, so he just had to do something, and then that was it. Like, it was so calm. So even for us, when you're facing storms, when we're facing these things that these problems that we see, lack of finances, disagreements with our friends, our family, so the first thing we ought to do is, one, just talk to God about it. Invite God, because the disciples were really trying. Ama na imagine tu ile pressure walikuwa nayo, ama what they actually were trying to do so that they can calm the storms on their own without disturbing Jesus. But it didn't work. So they decided to call Jesus to just come and do it for them, because he was their master, he was their rabbi. So talk to God about it first. Talk to God about it. Invite God kwa hii problem yenye uko nayo. Just welcome, because before you can do any other, even he tells us in his word, just call unto me and I will answer you. Ask and it shall be given. Call and I will, msinifanyia kama Mother Karua, sijui call and venye Bible inasema, mnajua venye inasema. Yeah, so call unto me and I will answer you. That is how faithful God is. Ukishamuita tu anakuja, and the second thing that he does is he actually now tackles the problem without even asking you anything ama nini. God, Jesus hakuambia disciples wake, sasa hii storm ilianza lini nini. No, he just walimuinvite akuja calm the storm. He was like, shh, and everything was done. Like, the minute you invite God in your storm or in your challenge, he comes, he takes complete control. He takes over everything, every single detail of it. That is what God does. So even in that challenge, even in that problem that you're experiencing right now, probably it's something, it's a problem with your studies, things are not really working out, you're not getting what is being taught by your lecturers, by your teachers. You know what? Just invite God. Just tell him, God, manze, hey, apa mimi, I am not understanding anything to do with all these. Probably it's not a course that you really wanted, but you've ended up doing it. And you actually want to put efforts in in that particular thing. So invite God in that marriage of yours that is not working out. Things are just everywhere haywire. Your children are a problem, your wife or your husband, you're not united. Just invite God. The best thing that we can always do, because tukijaribu kufight on our own, hawezi, like unaishangwa in, you may try, but at the end of the day utafeel uko so wasted ama uko so worn out. You have actually used so much energy that ungeambia to God manze come through, na God ange come through. So you end up using so much energy that you would have actually saved and just invited God. Little energy for just speaking to God in prayer, and you don't have to go like shakalalala, go all deep and all loud. No, it's just telling God manze, being very honest with God. Honesty with God is also something very, very critical in our lives. Sometimes we tend to think, let me just hide behind, let me just hide behind this shadow, ama let me just put up a face that is not mine, just to show God that I'm strong. But he is the most he is the kindest person that we can all go to. He's just a friend. He is a father. Just the way you can go to your father and tell him, Dad, there's this and this, manzi, I need money, I need to pay my rent, I want to buy this shoe, I want to buy this dress. Just the way that you can talk to your father, talk to God about it. Be very open about what you're feeling. Be very open about that storm that you are experiencing. And we all have different storms in our lives. Different, completely different. Kuna mtu mwingine shule ndo issue. Kuna mse mwingine job ndo iko na issue. Kuna mse mwingine mabeshte wake, yani anakuanga tu na quarrels na friends wake. Kuna mtu mwingine boss wake sijui amemfanyia nini. Kuna mtu mwingine, like we all have very different storms or challenges. So in your very honest self, talk to God about it, and he is sure enough to hear you. He is sure enough to listen to you. Always make a point of inviting him, because that's the basic thing that you can always do. Invite him, and he is so faithful. Imagine, by the way, God is so faithful. I have a testimony. So when I was going to church this day, I didn't have enough fare to go to church. So once I go to the stage there where I was, actually before I left the house, I was telling God, man, this is just all that I have. This is it. Mimi hata between me and poverty is just this amount of money that I have. And I believe that God is actually going to do something. And I went to church. Like I walked to the stage, and once I got to the stage, there's this matatu that has just been released from the traffic. It's going on the route to town. So that thought looked at me, and then akaniuliza, madam unaenda, akiwa tu kwa gari before isimame kwa stage. And then I was like, should I really talk to him? No. So I just gave him a gesture, or I looked at him in a manner to suggest, yes, I want to, but sometimes we need a little convincing. So so matatu ikasimama, and then he came to me, he asked me, unaenda? And I'm like, yes, naenda, lakini niko na hii pesa. Akisema, ni sawa, haina shida. So nikapanda mat, and yeah, that is how I got it on. Now, by the way, I was also very late to church, but hiyo matatu haikusimama mahali. Like haikusimama mahali. It was just, and it's not like ilikuwa na wase. Like there were 3 people, and then wakashikia somewhere on our route, and then now ni mimi peke yangu that was left. And we actually walinibeba mimi peke yangu, wakanifikisha na wakaendelea na jana. Like that was so much of a testimony, and I felt it was because I was so honest with God. Sometimes tunajaribungi tunasema, wacha nijaribishe kama huyu beshte wangu anaweza kuwa na anitumia kakitu, which is good, but sometimes una feel manze me, God tu ni wewe, me is just you. I am not trusting upon, I am not counting on my friends. I am just counting on you on this particular one. Manze usiniangushe. And God was so faithful, and He did it for me. And yeah, that is a testimony that I had today. And then I get to church, and this is the sermon that I get to listen to. I was so encouraged that God desires so much that we be honest with ourselves and be honest with Him. And yeah, that is it for today. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have enjoyed this talk. It was kind of spiritual, but that is the whole thing. It's this channel is all about the different aspects of life. We have the spiritual, we have the fun part, and we also have the engaging part. Give your testimony as well if you have it. Give a comment about what you think about, you know, the storms that you are facing. How best do you handle your storms? How best do you communicate with God in matters like this? And yeah, that is it for today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. That is, consider subscribing if you like the content that is here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, stay healthy and love more. Bye.